Hello students, this is Latif sir. Today I'll discuss about electrochemistry of ICSE class 12. This is my second video on this topic, and in the previous video I have told that I have told that there are two types of cell: electrolytic and electro and galvanic cell. And I have told that you have to study only about electrolytic cell. And in all type of cell, there are two types of electrode. One is cathode, another is anode. At cathode, generally reduction reaction occur, and anode in an anode or at anode oxidation reaction take place, and each and every electrode has a specific value of electrode potential. If the reaction is oxidation at at a electrode, then the then the electrode potential is known as oxidation potential. And if reduction take place at a electrode, then the cell potential is called reduction potential. Each and every electrode has a particular value of electrode potential, and if the electrode potentials are measured at a standard condition, that is at 1 bar pressure and 25 degrees Celsius, and if the concentration of ions is 1 molar, huh, that is concentration is also 1, then at these are standard condition. And if the electrode potential are measured at standard condition, then the electrode potentials are called standard electrode potential. And I have told that oxidation potential and reduction potential are always same for a particular electrode, but opposite charge you have to give. That is, the oxidation potential and reduction potential are of same values but oppositely charged. That is, you can convert oxidation potential in reduction potential or reduction potential in oxidation potential. And last, I have told that cell potential, each cell has a potential which is actually the difference between electrode potential huh, of two electrode. And cell potential, to calculate cell potential, you have to use the formula E cell is equal to E cathode minus E anode, where the electrode potential of both cathode and anode you have to, both cathode and anode you have to represent the electrode potential of both cathode and anode in terms of reduction potential. If oxidation potential is given for anode, then first you have to convert the oxidation potential for anode into reduction potential by giving opposite sign or opposite charge, sorry, by giving opposite sign. Okay, if oxidation potential is plus plus 2.5 volt, then the reduction potential will be minus 2.5 volt. Okay, just you have to give opposite sign. So during calculation of cell potential, you have to remember that the electrode potential must be in form of reduction potential. Okay, and the formula of cell potential is E cell is equal to E cathode minus E anode. It is convention. Okay, and conventionally you have to take the electrode potential always in terms of reduction potential. And if oxidation potential given, then you have to convert the oxidation potential into reduction potential first. And it is an accepted convention that the anode in a cell, the anode uh, you have to always place the anode at the left on the left, and cathode on the right of the cell while representing the cell or galvanic cell. Okay, so always the it is convention you have to place always anode at the left and cathode at the right. So E cell, the formula of calculation of EMF of the cell is become E cell is equal to E right minus E left. And if we take the standard value of electrode potential, then we will get the standard value of cell potential, which is represented by E0 cell. So E0 cell is equal to E0 cathode minus E0 anode. For example, for a Daniell cell, that is when Daniell cell, I have told about Daniell cell in the previous video. That is, zinc rod is dipped in zinc sulfate solution, and copper rod is dipped in copper sulfate solution, and both the solution are connected by salt bridge. Huh. And the elect both two electrodes are connected by a wire huh, to complete the external circuit. So in this for this Daniell cell, the E0 cell is E0 copper 2 plus copper electrode minus E0 zinc 2 plus zinc electrode, where in Daniell cell copper electrode is act as cathode and zinc act as anode. So and in from the electrochemical series, you can find out the value of E0 of copper 2 plus slash copper electrode, which is uh, 0.34 volt, and for zinc 2 plus zinc electrode, the E0 value is minus 7.6 volt. Okay, here both the electrode potential are in terms of reduction potential. So E cell becomes 0.34 minus within bracket minus 0.76, that is 1.10 volt. Okay, now reference electrode, the potential. What is reference electrode? The potential of half cell of of any half cell or of any electrode. Half cell means electrode. Okay, two half cell means two electrode combines to form a cell, a full cell. The potential of individual half cell cannot be measured, cannot be directly measured. We can measure only the differences between the two half cell potential that gives the EMF of the cell. If we arbitrarily choose the potential of one electrode, that is one half cell, then that of the other can be determined with respect to this. So directly you can't directly measure the electrode potential of any half cell. Right? You have to measure the electrode potential of a particular electrode with respect to other electrode, which are called reference electrode. The electrode of known potential, the electrode of known potential is called reference electrode. It may be primary reference electrode like hydrogen electrode, or secondary reference electrode like calomel electrode. Standard hydrogen electrode, that is SHE, standard hydrogen electrode, hmm, also known as normal hydrogen electrode, consists of platinum wire carrying platinum foil coated with finely divided platinum black. The wire is sealed into a glass tube placed in a beaker containing 1 molar HCl. 1 molar HCl. The hydrogen the hydrogen gas at 1 atm pressure is bubbled through the solution at 298 Kelvin. And the half cell for standard hydrogen electrode, which is represented as platinum solid, comma H2 gas at 1 atmospheric pressure in slash H plus that is H plus means HCl solution 1 molar in aqueous solution, that is H plus AQ, and concentration of H plus is 1 molar. This is hydrogen electrode or hydrogen half cell. And hydrogen electrode is represented by this platinum S comma H2 gas at 1 atmospheric pressure ATM slash H plus in aqueous solution, and concentration of H plus concentration of, concentration of H plus and concentration of HCl is same, that is 1 molar. And saturated hydrogen and standard hydrogen electron, that is HSHE, which is looks like this. Okay, standard hydrogen electron. The electrode potential of a standard hydrogen electrode has been fixed, and this value, the value of standard hydrogen electrode is always zero at all temperature. You have to remember the standard cell potential of standard hydrogen electrode. Electrode potential of standard hydrogen electrode is zero at all temperature. But standard hydrogen electrode has some drawback, and its main drawbacks are: it is difficult to maintain 1 atm pressure of hydrogen gas. These are difficulties, drawback of hydrogen electrode. It is difficult to maintain 1 atm pressure of hydrogen gas. Second drawback: it is difficult to maintain H plus ion concentration 1 molar. It is difficult to maintain H plus ion concentration 1 molar. And third drawback is the platinum electrode is easily poisoned by trace of impurities. Hence, calomel electrodes are conveniently used as reference electrode, and it consists of mercury in contact with Hg2Cl2, mercurious chloride. Okay, it consists, that is calomel electrode, which is also a reference electrode. It consists of mercury in contact with Hg2Cl2, that is calomel paste, in a solution of KCl. Okay, now cell diagram, or how to represent a cell. There are some rules to represent a cell. Uh, the following conventions or notation are applied for writing the cell diagram in accordance with IUPAC recommendations. For example, Daniell cell, which can be represented like this: zinc within first bracket S means zinc solid slash, okay, or single vertical line, zinc within first bracket solid single vertical line, Zn2 plus, concentration of Zn2 plus if C1, that's why Zn2 plus within first bracket C1 means concentration of Zn2 plus in the solution. And then two vertical line which represent salt bridge, which connected the two solution, zinc sulfate solution and copper sulfate solution, taken into different beaker. And after salt bridge, that is after double vertical line, you have to write copper 2 plus. If concentration of copper 2 plus is C2, then copper 2 plus within first bracket C2, and one vertical line copper metal within first bracket S. So this is Daniell cell, huh, and it is represented like this. And now let read the rules. First, anode half cell is written on the left. So here zinc is anode, zinc is act as anode. So zinc once vertical line Zn2 plus is actually a anode, act as anode. So anode half cell is written on the left hand side, while cathode half cell on the right hand side. All it is convention. You have to write always the anode half cell on the left hand side, while cathode half cell on the right hand side. Then a single vertical line separate the metal from aqueous solution of its own ions. For example, if you dip zinc metal rod into zinc sulfate solution, then this make uh, one one electrode, and zinc is separated from zinc sulfate solution by giving a single vertical line. Okay, that is zinc solid in single vertical line Zn2 plus ion. Zn2 plus ion means ZnSO4. Okay, and concentration of Zn2 plus ion is C1 here. That's why you have to write C1 within first bracket. So a single vertical line separate the metal from aqueous solution of its own ion. In case in this Daniell cell, the cathode reaction, I have told that cathode is copper and zinc is act as anode. So at cathode, reduction reaction take place, that is copper 2 plus from copper sulfate solution, copper 2 plus from copper sulfate solution takes 2 electron to form copper metal. So this is actually reduction reaction occurring at cathode. And in this cell, the anode reaction is Zn. In anode reaction, oxidation reaction take place. So zinc from zinc rod loses 2 electron to form Zn2 plus, and Zn2 plus ion comes into the zinc sulfate solution. So from zinc rod, zinc atom releases 2 electron to form Zn2 plus ion, and this Zn2 plus ion comes into the zinc sulfate solution. So this is actually oxidation. So anodic chamber or anodic half cell, uh, or anode, which can be represented as Zn one single vertical line, Zn2 plus aqueous solution, and cathodic chamber or cathodic half cell, or cathode, can be represented as copper 2 plus one single vertical line copper. You have to remember during writing anodic chamber, in in anode, you know that in anode the oxidation reaction take place. That's why anodic chamber can be you have to write the anodic chamber in terms of oxidation. That is first zinc, then Zn2 plus ion. That is zinc become Zn2 plus ion by releasing 2 electron. That's why this is oxidation reaction. And during writing cathodic chamber or cathodic half cell, and you know that cathode reduction reaction take place, so you have to represent the cathodic chamber in terms of reduction reaction. That is copper 2 plus one single vertical line to copper, that is copper 2 plus ion accept 2 electron to become copper Cu. So accept of accept this is gaining of electron means this is gaining of electron means reduction. So in cathodic chamber, you have to write the cathodic chamber in like this: copper 2 plus one single vertical line copper. This is actually reduction. So main thing is that you have to represent the anodic chamber in terms of oxidation, you have to represent the cathodic chamber in terms of reduction. But one thing you have to remember: during calculation of cell potential, you have to take the reduction electrode potential in terms of only reduction potential, only in terms of reduction potential, okay, of both electrode, of cathode and of anode, okay. Thus cell during calculation cell potential, you have to take the electrode potential only in terms of reduction potential. But during writing the cathode and anode, you have to represent the cathode or cathodic chamber and or anodic chamber. Uh, you know that at anode oxidation reaction take place. That's why you have to represent anodic chamber in terms of oxidation and cathodic chamber in terms of reduction. Okay, and you have to give two vertical line which represent a salt bridge in between cathode anodic chamber and cathodic chamber. First, so the main rules is: first you have to write the anodic chamber, then give salt bridge, then cathodic chamber, and the molar concentrations, which is represented by C, is placed in bracket after the formula of corresponding ions. I have written here, you can see. And the value of EMF of the cell is written on the extreme right of the cell. So from by assuming this these following rules, you can represent the galvanic cell, uh, the Daniel cell. That is, Daniel cell is one type of galvanic cell. This Daniel cell, you can represent zinc one particle line Zn 2 plus ion. If the concentration of Zn 2 plus ion is 1 molar, then replace C1 by 1 molar, give two double line, that is two vertical line, that is salt bridge, then copper 2 plus within first bracket 1 molar means concentration of copper 2 plus is 1 molar, that is replace C2 by 1 molar. Whatever is the concentration, you have to place the values of concentration uh, within bracket after the ions, and then one vertical line and write copper. And EMF of this cell is 1 plus 1.1 volt. Now what is salt bridge? And salt bridge here in this figure you can see the salt bridge which connecting the anode and cathode. So salt bridge is used to maintain the charge balance. The main salt bridge is used to maintain The solvage is used to maintain the charge balance and complete the circuit by facilitating the flow of ions through the complete circuit. Solbridge is used to maintain the charge balance and to complete the circuit by facilitating the flow of ions through the circuit. Uh, and it contains a gel, generally agar-agar gel. Uh, in which an inert electrolyte like sodium sulfate or potassium nitrate etc. are mixed. Negative ions to the anode and positive ions flow to the cathode through the salt bridge, and charge balance is maintained and cell keeps on functioning. So these are function of salt bridge. Okay, you have to remember what is salt bridge and the function of salt bridge. Now Nernst equation is the most important equation for calculation of cell potential. The Nernst equation shows the relationship between the concentration of ion and electrode potential. The concentration of ion and electrode potential relation between concentration of ions and electrode potential is given by Nernst equation. For a general electrochemical reaction, that is for a half cell reaction, if the half cell reaction is in terms of reduction, that is a metal ion Mn plus Ne implies M, that is metal. This is actually reduction reaction. For this reduction reaction, according to Nernst equation, you can write E of this half cell electrode Em plus slash M, that is put a reduction potential of this for this reaction, for this half cell reaction, is E m plus Mn plus slash M is equal to E0 standard value of this half cell electrode, that is E0 Mn plus slash M minus 2.303 RT by NF into log 1 by Mn concentration of Mn plus. This is within third bracket. Mn plus means concentration of Mn plus, or Emn plus slash M is equal to E0 Mn plus slash M minus 0.0591 by N. If you put the value of R and T, if T is taken as 25 degrees Celsius or 298 Kelvin, then the value of 2.303 RT by F, and F is 96,500. F means Faraday, and 1 F is 96,500. So by putting the value of R, T and F, you will get Emn plus slash M implies E0 Mn plus slash M minus 0.0591 divided by N into log 1 by within third bracket Mn plus, that is 1 by concentration of metal ion. But so this is for a half cell reaction, huh? But for a electrochemical cell, in an electrochemical cell, two half cell reaction combine to form a full chemical reaction. Uh, that is if the electrochemical cell reaction is small a capital A plus small b capital B, if implies small c capital C and small d capital D, where A and capital B are reactant and capital C and capital D are product, and small a small b are small c and small d are coefficient. So For this type of cell reaction, you can write E cell is equal to E0 cell and minus 2.303 RT by NF log concentration of the product C to the power small c into concentration of the product D to the power small d divided by concentration of capital A, that is reactant, to the power small a into concentration of B, that is capital B, to the power small b, that is log concentration of product divided by concentration of reactant. Okay, this is Nernst equation. And here one point you have to remember, concentration of pure solid and liquid is taken as unity, that at 1. Huh. If in any cell reaction, if solid or liquid reactant or products are there, then you have to use the concentration of solid and liquid as 1. Okay, and at equilibrium you have to remember, at equilibrium the cell potential, that is E cell, is always 0. So the relation between E0 cell, that is a standard cell potential, and the equilibrium constant for the above chemical reaction is that E cell is equal to 0.0591 divided by N into log Kc, where N is the number of electron exchanged. Uh, okay, and F is Faraday constant, whose value is 96,500, and R is uh, real gas constant, and R is gas constant, and T is uh, temperature in Kelvin. Okay, at 295 degrees Celsius, 2.303 RT by NF becomes 0.059 divided by N. Okay, so N is the number of electron exchange in the chemical reaction. Okay, here one example given. Represent the cell of the following reaction. Takes following reaction. The reaction is magnesium solid plus 2 Ag plus, concentration of Ag plus given 0.0001 molar, implies magnesium 2 plus of concentration 0.130 molar plus 2 Ag solid. Here magnesium, in the reactant side magnesium is solid, and in the product side silver is solid, Ag solid. Otherwise the reactant Ag plus is in gas liquid in aqueous solution, and in the product side the magnesium 2 plus is in aqueous solution, and their concentration given. And the standard cell potential E0 cell is also given 3.17 volt. So the cell can be written as magnesium slash magnesium 2 plus. And you have to write the concentration of magnesium 2 plus ion in aqueous solution, and then salt bridge, and then silver plus and Ag plus arrow Ag. Okay, because magnesium is oxidized to magnesium 2 plus, so magnesium to magnesium 2 plus is act as anode, and Ag plus 2 Ag is a reduction reaction, so it act as cathode. So according to Nernst equation, E cell is equal to E0 cell, and value of E0 cell is 3.17. So you have to write 3.17 minus uh, minus you have to write directly 0.059 divided by 2. Here magnesium is converted to magnesium 2 plus by releasing 2 electrons. So a value of N is 2. So 0.059 divided by 2 into log concentration of magnesium 2 plus, which is 0.130, and magnesium of Ag plus, and you have to, according to reaction, there is a 2 in front of Ag. In the product side in front of Ag there is a constant 2, so you have to give the square of square, you have to write the square of concentration of Ag plus. So the concentration of Ag plus is 0.001 molar. That's why you have to square the value of 0.001 molar. Then finally you will get the value of E0 cell. Now one thing you have to remember for us, for how to check a reaction whether it is spontaneous or non-spontaneous. Huh. The relation between Gibbs free energy and EMF of the cell is delta G, which is Gibbs free energy, is equal to minus NF E0 E cell, minus NF E cell, where N is the number of electrons, F is Faraday constant, and E cell constant. For a spontaneous chemical reaction, you have to remember that G value, delta G value, that is Gibbs free energy value, should be negative, and the cell potential should be positive. G delta G value, that is Gibbs free energy value, all should be negative for spontaneous chemical reaction. That's why the cell potential should be positive for spontaneous chemical reaction. And if we take standard value of cell potential in the above equation, we will obtain the standard value of delta G as well, and the standard Gibbs free energy, which is represented by delta G0, is equal to minus NF E0 cell. Okay, so you have to remember this equation. By this equation you can find out whether a reaction, yeah, cell reaction is spontaneous or not non-spontaneous. That's why you have to first calculate the E cell value of cell potential. Then using this formula, you have to calculate the value of delta G, that is value of Gibbs free energy. If the value of Gibbs free energy becomes negative, then the cell reaction is spontaneous. Okay, thank you.